400 applications sent, 12 interviews scheduled, 0 offers received. Meet Robert Williams, age 55, former senior project manager, 22 years at the same company, $165,000 salary. Then, layoff. 18 months later, he's burned $140,000 from his retirement. The best job offer he's received? $55,000, one-third of his previous salary. This isn't about a bad employee. This is forensic analysis of the age cliff, the moment the system decides you are too expensive to hire and too young to retire. If you think your experience protects you, this one's for you. Robert Williams, 55, Atlanta, Georgia, senior project manager, Fortune 500, $165,000 per year. After 22 years of loyalty, he was given 6 months of severance. He thought that was a bridge. It was actually a countdown. By month 18, his $420,000 retirement account has been bled down to $280,000 just to keep the lights on. He has 11 years until Social Security, 9 years until Medicare. He is caught in a $2.1 million trap. If you're wondering if your senior title is actually a target on your back, I built a free 3-minute assessment, same framework I use for every episode, link in the description. Now let's perform the autopsy on Robert's career. Trap 1. The Seniority Surcharge. Employers don't fire you because you're old. They fire you because you're expensive. Robert wants $165,000. The market is hiring at $75,000. His resume creates a surcharge companies no longer want to pay. 12 interviews, and the feedback was always a variation of the same code. Overqualified, not the right fit for our culture, concerned about long-term commitment. The translation, you cost too much, you know too much, you won't tolerate the chaos a 25-year-old will. In 2026, companies optimize for cost, not expertise. Robert's 22 years of experience became a pricing paradox. Too expensive for mid-level, too overqualified for the roles actually being filled. Trap 2. The Skills Obsolescence. Loyalty is a liability in a shifting tech stack. Robert was an expert in his company's proprietary systems, but outside those walls, that expertise is a ghost. The market has moved to Agile, Scrum, and modern platforms. Robert is a master of waterfall methodology, a system considered a fossil in 2026. He's trapped in the middle, overqualified for junior roles that would train him, and underqualified for senior roles that require fluency in modern tools. Depth became a weakness. He's an expert in a world that no longer exists. Trap 3. The Pre-Medicare Gap. This is the most dangerous calculation in American finance. Robert received an offer for $55,000. On paper, it's a job. In reality, it's a wealth extraction. At 56, with pre-existing conditions, Robert's marketplace health insurance costs $1,800 a month. That's $21,600 a year. Let's look at the math. Gross salary, $55,000. Net health care, minus $21,600. Net effective salary, $33,400. That is $16 per hour. A senior project manager with 2 decades of experience working for fast food wages just to maintain access to insulin and blood pressure meds. He has 9 years until Medicare, 9 years where healthcare consumes 39% of his gross income. He isn't working for a salary, he's working for a health insurance card. What can someone in Robert's situation actually do? I'm looking at patterns that preserve dignity and capital. Pattern 1. The Fractional Operations Pivot. Robert stops looking for a boss and starts looking for clients. Small businesses are in a complexity crisis. They can't afford a $165,000 PM, but they are drowning in disorganization. Robert takes on 3 small firms at 10 hours each per week. Each pays him $3,500 a month. Total, $10,500 a month, $126,000 per year. None of these companies care about his age. In fractional work, gray hair equals stability. He's doing the same work, but decentralized. The seniority surcharge disappears when you aren't a full-time line item. Pattern 2. The public sector migration. In government infrastructure, experience is a requirement, not a burden. Robert pivots to a county infrastructure role. The salary is $100,000. A downshift, yes, but look at the benefits. The $1,800 monthly insurance premium drops to $250 on a government plan. His net effective income jumps from $33,000 in the private sector to $97,000. By trading salary alpha for benefit security, he preserves $167,000 in cash over the 9 years leading to Medicare. The public sector doesn't care that he's 55. They care that he's reliable. Pattern 3. The certification bridge. Robert stops managing projects and starts managing the people who want to learn how. He becomes a lead instructor for PMP certification boot camps, 2 weekend sessions a month. Each session pays $4,000. Total, $96,000 a year for part-time work. To his students, his 22 years of tenure isn't obsolescence, it's authority. He has positioned himself as the expert. Age isn't the bug, it's the feature, the forensic calculation. Here is the reset tax for getting laid off at 55. Income gap, $1.32 million lost by dropping to a lower salary for 12 years. Savings burned, $140,000 during the search. Lost growth, $175,000 in compound interest deleted. Healthcare gap, $194,000 in premiums before Medicare. Total age penalty, $2.1 million. Robert did everything right, but the system is designed to perform a wealth liquidation on high earners in their final decade. The age cliff isn't personal, it's accounting. The company didn't fire Robert because he was failing. They fired him because his salary was a target. If you are 55 to 64, you're in the most financially vulnerable decade of your life. Too old for the growth market, too young for Medicare, too expensive for the spreadsheet. Robert survived by changing the game. He moved from being an employee to being an expert. He traded the job for the system. Next time, a teacher who made 120 payments for public service loan forgiveness. Then the government denied her. $147,000 still owed. The forensic breakdown of why the system fails and what actually works. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment. Which trap hit hardest? 1, 2, or 3? Just the number. Assessment link in the description. This is Alex Observes. I observe, you decide. See you in the next